Collective. It's aspiraltotheself with another astrological energy forecast. This will be for the week of February 16th to 22nd of 2026. Thank you so much for clicking onto my video. If you are a returning member, subscriber, or viewer, welcome back, Soul Family. It's good to see you guys again. I hope you are doing well. Thank you so much for all your likes, your shares, your comments, your subscribes, your super thanks, and your donations. I really and truly appreciate them all. Thank you so much. Now, just a little shout out if you are wanting a personal tarot reading from me, if you're wanting me to answer personal questions, or you want priority ad-free viewing, I highly encourage you to check out the newly updated membership perks. I do live streams every week that are exclusive to members, and that's where I do the individual card pulls, as well as answer any kind of questions that you have. So I make myself available to you guys at least once a week if you are a member to answer any of your questions. And it's a very, very tight-knit exclusive experience. So it's not like, you know, your energy being read for hundreds of people. It's typically like 5 people in the chat, and then like it's more intimate, okay? And I will not be making shorts or videos from those, okay? What happens in those live streams, you know, that are of a legal nature will stay in those live streams. You know, it's supposed to be a healing space for you guys. It's a spiritually protected space. It's just to answer your questions, be that kind of guide, that mentor for you in whatever kind of time of need that you have. And then again, it's like $20 a month for you to have that access once a week with me. If you know anything about tarot readings, they're like $20 for 20 minutes. So just FYI with that, again, it's private. I did share my other lives, but that was just the freebies. That was the try before you buy experience, but the rest will be private. So just FYI with that. I am also the author of Ulrich of both fairy tales in my hand here, The Princess and Her Inner Voice, and The Dark High Priestess, and The Prophecy of the Queen Unseen. The audiobooks have released to be attached to video for convenience. However, if you feel so truly inclined to purchase the physical copies, thank you. You can find them online at retailers, Amazon, Walmart, and Barnes, just to name a few. The Princess and Her Inner Voice is in second edition print, which means that the autographed first edition, as well as my products, from my website, which is www.aspiraltotheself.com. All the information in the description box below for your convenience, as well as all my social media platforms and pages, so that we don't get scammed by people or pages pretending to be me. Okay, I truly appreciate you guys as you bear with me as I get through the much needed legal and spiritual disclaimers that I still have to keep going through. So I promise you they'll be wrapping up very quickly. As well as I'll be doing the prayers before we get into the rest of the forecast for this week. So I will be pulling oracle cards. I will be doing a collective oracle card reading for the 222 portal. That will be at the end of this week. This is going to be a collective reading, therefore the messages will not and may not resonate with everyone. So please take what resonates with you in your particular situation and leave the rest. Please don't try to make the story fit if it doesn't fit, if it's not resonating for you. It just means that I'm not picking up on your energy, which is perfectly okay, all right? So just take it where it applies. But also, along those lines, in the areas of legal, law, finance, health, mental health, because I'm not an expert in those areas, nor do I claim to be. So if it truly resonates for you, I highly encourage you to speak to those experts in those areas of expertise. Okay, so now getting into the prayers. This is to provide an energetic boundary for what I will allow to come through as I channel messages for you guys, as well as use tarot. You should have energetic boundaries anytime, every time you are trying to pull cards in a spiritual nature. You should have boundaries. I call upon God, Banja, Great Goddess, one of the 23, Blue, the archangels, my ancestors, and the seen unseen. Please be with us as I channel these high vibrational messages. Please only allow what I call upon, which is high vibrational energy and frequency. If any low vibrational, if these things of energy try to come through, try to project, open a portal, remote view, or be a monitoring spirit in the past and future, I ask that you block, bind, and blind, and immediately return to center and unfold, which I give you full consent to intervene and to intercede on my behalf, whichever way you deem fit. Please allow me to see what you want the collective to know by clear, concise messages. If anyone tries to abuse technology in any kind of way in the past, the present, and the future by trying to take a screenshot, try to ask, project, open portal, remote, view, or be a monitoring spirit in the past, present, future, I ask that you block, bind, and blind, and immediately return to center and unfold, in which I give you full consent to hold them accountable and to bring them to justice in your way. Please protect me, this channel, the video, and the viewers as I deliver this divinely guided message. Any curses, hexes, evil eye, black magic, or definings, let them be blocked, bind, and blinded, and immediately return to sender 100-fold. The sender's mask ripped off, they'll be able to hide. All their lies, deceit, and ill intentions will become exposed and publicly known. All right. Wow, my will some out this big. Okay, so getting into this, thank you so much for your patience. So just a little organization here. We will be going over the retrogrades, the oracle card pulls, then we'll go with the daily as well as the corresponding chakra, the chakra that'll be mostly impacted by this week's energies. Again, this is for the week of February 16th to the 22nd. So we have one planet in retrograde, which is Jupiter, which will be in retrograde until March 10th of 2026. This is where we're healing old wounds. We're reevaluating what truly brings us comfort and security, as well as helping us to heal old wounds and finding inner peace. This week, the oracle card that we're going to be delving into is the 222 portal, which the angel number 222 means bring a balance to all areas of your life. So this week, so February 22nd, it's going to be a portal for harmony, balance, and alignment. It's essentially what's getting you to trust your path, fostering partnerships, as well as nurturing personal growth. So let's see what Spirit wants you to know about this. Happiness, what's going on with your partnerships? What's going on with your partnerships? Spirit, what do you want the collective to know when it comes to what's going to come in this 222 portal with their partnerships? Wow. You're slowing down and you're considering the facts before making a decision. So there's something that you need to lull over when it comes to your partnerships. Don't take what doesn't belong to you, because there's something about a sense of entitlement here. Someone has a sense of entitlement with whatever it is that you're doing or trying to get for it. And it says, what is important is that you are careful for what you wish for, your intentions. Bottom of the deck, the journey is hard but worth it. Fortune favors risk takers, progress and divine timing. So essentially with your partnerships, like you really truly need to evaluate what's going on. My nose is really itching, so let it be confirmation. Like there's some kind of partnership here. However, someone has some kind of sense of entitlement. Like know the boundaries before you make a decision. Like really ponder on it. You need to be careful for what you wish for. And the example is King Midas, right? Like essentially you could be cutting your nose off to spite the face. So be careful what you wish for when it comes to your partnerships. The balance is coming to it. And Spirit wants you to know that fortune favors risk takers. You'll see progress and divine timing. Now we're going to see in what ways that you're going to grow. In what ways is the collective going to grow for this 222 portal? What ways is the collective going to grow with this 222 portal? Everything is going in accordance to divine plan. So essentially surrender. Okay, your soul has the blueprint of your life path. It will never steer you wrong. Yeah, you're currently in a healing cocoon of light. So you're being spiritually protected as you heal from something very significant. The angel number 555 is the angel number for change. There's changes going on to your healing at this time, because you may be feeling overwhelmed by all the energetic shifts, okay? So you're essentially, you may be overwhelmed by others' energy, either the planetary kind of energy that you're overwhelmed by, or you're being overwhelmed by other people, okay? And with this week here, we have Sun in Pisces. This is essentially where people are going to be highly sensitive to others. So it's definitely in alignment with the time period and the energy of that time period, where it's like you may be feeling overwhelmed by everyone else's energy that you're absorbing. And it's like this is going to be a time period where you're cleansing your energy, like you're replenishing, right? So you may go to isolation, you may need to focus more on your meditation routine if you're doing at least an hour a day. Maybe add some stones, okay? Maybe, add an extra ritual bath in your week, okay? Smudge your space. Maybe do the guided meditations, okay? But you need to do something here, because right now you're essentially healing. You're healing from a lot of energy. And I mean, like seeing the world events, it makes sense. Like you are unconsciously consenting to energy that's being sent through your cell phone when you are on social media. That's all these people's energies that are in a specific place, right? Like, like how they say your vibe attracts your tribe. Well, like if your feed is nothing but negativity, you need to remove those people and start surrounding yourself with positive people, positive things, that challenges you to grow. So that way you can keep attracting those kind of things and actually growing, versus like, if you're surrounding yourself with negativity, how are you ever going to become your full potential, right? Like it's like you're hurting yourself because you don't want to get to the next level. And it's like what you tell your mind is what it believes. So if you're when you're looking at your phone and you're reading messages that are positive nature, it believes the world is positive. If your whole feed is gloom and doom, like you're going to be in that fight or flight response. You're going to be in that stress response, right? So it's like you control what is it you absorb every day. And like right now you're healing from all that. Let's see, what else? What are you in alignment with? Let's see what you're in alignment with. Spirit, what do you want the collectors now with this 2-2 portal when it comes to what they're in alignment with? What are they in alignment with? What is the collector in alignment with? So it says family, friends, and guides that you had to let go of because they were trying to take you off your path, get you to miss opportunities, bring a lot of chaos in your life. They're in fear right now because they're seeing that you're going to have happy success and love and wealth. So you have people out here that may have been doing shady things, being malicious, being envious, being jealous, trying to sabotage you. You know, like this comes in different ways, like, you know, like smear campaigns, you know, the gossip, cyberbullying, you know, just being shady and underhanded when they deal with us, just trying to essentially get you off your path. They're in fear now because they see that you're happy and like you're having success in all areas of your life. Again, 222, because you've been able to cleanse out this energy. Again, that energy it says that you're healing from. You're able to cleanse out the energy here, and you're able to heal your heart chakra, which coincidentally is the corresponding chakra for this week, the heart chakra, healing the heart. Like you're cleansing out energy, especially so that way you can heal your heart chakra. It's very prominent this week because people had hidden motivations for why they were gossiping about you. So essentially, you're in alignment to have everything that you want: the money, the success, the love, and essentially people who had, you know, bad intentions, hidden motivations for talking about your family, talking about your life. They're in fear of what that means for them. And Spirit, what do they need to really pay attention to? Their intuition this week. It says highly sensitive nature. What do they need to pay attention to this week? What does spiritual discernment really need to be put in place this week? Gratitude attitude. So right now you need to listen to your intuition here when it comes to being a gratitude attitude. I mean, it is a 222 portal. It looks like you guys are getting blessings. It's been coming out in the collective reading. It's coming out in the astrological energy, okay? It's like you guys are getting a blessing. So be grateful for your blessings and the universe will give you more to be grateful for. Yeah, use your logic, your intellect, your clarity here because there's some kind of test of adversity here. A strengthening of your character experience, which means a nonsense. So like you're going to go through some kind of nonsense, okay, and that you were able to stay logical, have clarity behind the situation when you gave up something small so you could get something bigger in your life. And you release things that didn't serve you, and now because you cleanse out that old energy, now a new energy is coming in. You need to rest, to isolate, to heal. Again, this week is really big on healing because good fortune will return. If you were in some kind of stagnation, any kind of hardship, your money was dried up or something, it's about to be released, okay? Like that good positive energy is about to come back to you. Trust your inner knowing. Again, like we just talked about that. Trusting your inner knowing, trusting your path. Now, we do have a solar eclipse this week, as well as new moon in Aquarius. That collective tarot reading will be uploaded on Sunday, the 15th of February, and then the Sun and Pisces collective reading will be uploaded Thursday, February 19th. Okay, so just be on the lookout for those if you're wanting to get more in depth with those energies. Now I'm going to be getting into the daily energies. So February 16th, Mercury trines Jupiter, Sun squares Uranus, Mercury quintiles Uranus. Okay, expressing yourself creatively, or you will receive some kind of message that was sent creatively that will help you to find your inner peace. You're either going to get some kind of confirmation, like intuitive confirmation that provides you with inner peace, or you're going to express something to someone and it's going to fill you with inner peace. Okay? The day holds high potential as well as will be harmonious to utilizing your creative talents to enact radical changes to your finances. The tension felt between your personal identity and that of your community is necessary in order for you to challenge any kind of old, outdated belief systems and ways of thinking. I mean, just think of everything politically going on. Like, it's not just here in the US, it's everywhere. I've seen it. So it's like, everywhere there's big themes going on. Again, it's not just like a revolution for the United States, it's a revolution for all. You're seeing that in different ways, but they kind of have the same kind of themes, like inequality, corruption of power, government overreach. I mean, that's been the themes lately with everyone, you know, like in all countries, like things that were hidden are being brought to light. Like there's just a lot of things like that going on in the world. So like it makes sense, but it's all to challenge old, outdated ways of being, right? February 17th, we have the solar eclipse and new moon in Aquarius, as well as Venus conjunctions North Node. So this solar eclipse is going to be a ring of fire. You will not be able to see it in the United States. You'll only be able to see it like towards the Antarctica area, as well as in Africa. So like you won't even see a partial, like you won't see it at all if you're in the US. But it will be on the Aquarius-Leo axis, which essentially means that we're going to have, in the next 2 years, intense pressure to evolve. And there's going to be social, technological, and political upheavals, okay, that's going on. That will mostly impact our 5th and 11th house. Your 5th house is your creativity, your pleasure, and your 11th house is your social circle. So it's going to change essentially like things we do for fun, how we creatively express ourselves, hymn theme there, right? But then also impacting the people that we associate ourselves with, right? Like you see that a lot, especially politically, because a lot of things that aren't political that people label as political, aka like human rights, and it gets people all, you know, upset when they find out people around them don't view people as human beings, like, right? Like, or they wish less for them. Like they don't view everyone should be treated the same. Right? Like as in with like respect and not trying to harm them, that their life has equal value. Like you don't have the right to like unalive them or wish them poorly, right? Like you find out like people are really into that. Like imagine right now, like with all the things that are coming out with Epstein, like that's a big one. The things that are coming out with Epstein, like imagine you are still surrounded with people who refuse to acknowledge any and all facts about all of it, right? Like, and that either that or they're just okay with it, doesn't bother them, right? Like someone who knows about pedophilia on a mass scale, just pedophilia in general, and isn't a safe person to be around now. Like I know I've taken a good look at my friendships. Like I don't care who you voted for, it just when there's a problem and it violates human rights, like I say something. You know, if I think that you're an enabler of pedophilia, like you'll just look the other way. I don't want to be associated with you, right? Like if you have absolutely no gumption, absolutely no backbone to stand up to something like that, like it not to be like a complete and all deal breaker for you, I don't want to be associated with you, right? Like that's my thing. Or you like thinking people should be imprisoned because of like their skin color or something like that, like that's insane, right? Like I don't want to be around you if you're like that. And before I get any ignoramus, I'm libertarian, okay? So I'm not a liberal, I'm a libertarian, okay? I believe in rights. Like I believe in rights and have the government leave me the F alone, right? But this energy will be harmonious for compassion, deep love that will further align you with your purpose. So many people are being further aligned in their purpose at this time. And just prepare, like again, like for eclipse energies or energies range like 3 years before, 3 after, 3 months before, 3 months after, 3 weeks before, 3 weeks after, and the week itself, like for that energy to ramp up. And it's like you're going to see a lot of protests, you're going to see a lot of upheavals, you're going to see some kind of like either technological crash or there being an issue, say like AI, you know, just the fact that there's a thing out there called Grok that will take a person's picture and like turn it into something obscene, right? And it'd be sold on the internet. Like how does that even exist? Like to the point where we have to make laws now to where you can't, you know, use like revenge horn, you know, of somebody by putting their face on a naked body, you know, in movies and stuff and trying to pose it as real. That's insane. Like think how crazy it is. Because the harder and more complicated we make our lives in society, the harder it is to limit it. So the more you create in society, so like AI, you know, it has its benefits, it has its downsides. It's like, but what you create makes it hard to limit. Now you have to have like AI-induced laws, you know, isn't that crazy? So it's just going to be a very pivotal time. Like in the next, like I say, in 3 to 6 months, you're going to see a big ramp up with like protests and stuff. But then the next like 2 years, it's just things are going to be crazy that come forward to come to light, or that like we have to tackle. Like action has to be made right now. February 18th, the sun goes in the sign of Pisces. This will be until March 19th of 2026. This is where we're deeply intuitive. We deeply feel other people, highly sensitive, empathetic, as well as imaginative, and maybe even a little creative. Okay, this day calls for flexibility with clear sight and change of perception. Deep love and creativity challenge old ways of doing things on this day. February 19th, moon goes in sign of Aries. Intuitive focus to initiate changes or to confront any issues that might be going on this week. And again, the theme of the week is balance. So like maybe taking, the actions that you need to, change any kind of unhealthy habits that you have. February 20th, Saturn conjunctions Neptune. It's the end and the beginning of the end with some kind of karmic lessons that you had to overcome that was further leading you as well as others that are influenced by you towards some kind of spiritual evolution. February 21st, moon goes into sign of Taurus. Intuitive focus on self-care again, as well as changing any kind of unhealthy habits or patterns. Also, February 22nd, 222 portal, Mars sextiles Chiron, Venus trines Jupiter, Mercury parallels Saturn. Okay, again, so I'm not going to go over the 222 stuff again. You're currently in a new period of compassionate love that heals old wounds, as there's many opportunities for your unconventionality to transmute a wound into a blessing for you. Creative expression may pose as a challenge in taking practical action at this time. So again, like it's a heavy energy of healing this week. Now the chakra again that coincides is the heart chakra. Okay, it's essentially when your heart chakra is open, it's your ability to love yourself, love others, to accept love. Okay, but then also it works with the laws of attraction. So like if you are at a high vibe here and your heart chakra is open, you are essentially in the frequency that will allow your blessings to come to you. Because like many people, because of their negative internal dialogue and limited self-beliefs, they block their own blessings, right? Like they're blocking all the abundance that could come in their life just because of how they're thinking, how that's emanating through their frequency, right? So if your heart chakra is open, that means essentially like all blockages to you receiving abundance is open. So you'll attract your high vibrational soul tribe. You'll attract that wealth. You'll attract that elimination of things that bog you down. Like you're creating freedom for your life in that way, but you have to be on that vibration. Also, the heart chakra emanates an electromagnetic field that's 5,000 times that greater of the brain. The yang function of this chakra pertains to relationships with others and what we are giving to the world. The yin function of this chakra is relationship itself and what we're willing to receive from the world and feeling worthy of what it is that we are receiving. So if you don't feel worthy of love, you're going to attract karmic type relationships. So that would be if your heart chakra is in misalignment, like you can't love yourself or you don't feel loved by others, you have like an abandonment wound, some kind of childhood wound, especially with the mother-father wounds there. So like if you're still in that energy, you're going to attract and mirror a karmic lesson to you by way of a person in a flesh suit that's going to trigger that wound in whatever kind of way. So it's like, it'll be essentially that relationship will end to force you to love yourself, to walk away. Like it's like you don't ever lose opportunities. They just keep circling back around. So each time that opportunity came around to right your path and get away from this karmic energy, like you learn the lesson, you get the blessing. When it came back around, you kept messing it. Like you kept missing it, right? So like that's how long you stay in karmic cycles. It's like you see what's going on in the relationship and it's like you don't choose you, and it's like when you choose you, it gets hard for a minute, but then like all of a sudden all these doors open up for you. It's like you make the right decisions and the universe rewards. It has to do with healing. Healing changes a lot of things for people. When it comes to vibration and consciousness, those are your game changers. That can literally transform your whole life. Okay, just focusing on those two things, right? Like focusing on your consciousness and raising it and focusing on hiding your vibration. Game changers, like instantly. If this chakra is at a misalignment or malfunction, it can cause addictions to like sugar, to wine, to love, and the inability to let go of a finished relationship, heart and circulatory disorders, asthma, bronchitis, pneumonia, sleep disorders. If it's blocked, it's due to jealousy, bitterness, anger, hatred, inability to forgive others and oneself. And how you can put this chakra into alignment is by eating a heart-healthy Mediterranean diet as well as walking. You can listen to 432 hertz, which is the frequency to like bring you peace, make you feel calm, also to, strengthen the love within you. It's almost kind of grounding. But then also there's the heart chakra frequency, which I want to say is like 639 hertz. I'll attach that playlist at the very end of this video for you guys, so you have the playlist for all the frequencies and different kind of guided meditations and things like that, so you can take your chakra that was put in its light back to functioning correctly. All right, I hope you guys have a wonderful and glorious week. Thank you so much for watching. If you like my vibe in this video, please like, share, subscribe. It definitely helps out the channel. Please stay tuned for a brief little snippet of the princess and her inner voice.